Welcome to the stream, guys. We are continuing our up from yesterday. Yesterday we had a bit of hiccup, and we couldn't finish the application. So today I'm just gonna finish it up. And what are we building? We are basically building a productivity application, but we are not just building. Um, we are building uh, a productivity application that is generic. Okay, we yesterday what we did was we went on Gemini and asked Gemini to do some research, go research on the competitors out there. Productivity apps are very saturated, okay, but there is this new market emerging, which is what you call the neurodivergent. Is marketed towards people that do not do well with uh, taking taking task. Okay. um it's for people that do not do well with taking task. Okay, so most productivity apps have become containers, okay, that basically house to-do list, and people get tired of keeping these lists, and they over time they become more like project managers. Okay, and you basically managing your tasks instead of your tasks, you know um managing your goals. Okay, we are in a new era now where we don't have to do that now. So I did some research and basically asked Gemini to, you know, um, come out with, a new way we can tackle it. And you can see the research paper here. If you watch the first episode, I basically showed the workflow on how to do it, how to do this, and it came out with this infographic, which is refusing to load. But essentially, we fed this to Cloud Code, and this is the app it came out with. So basically, what does this do? What the app does is it takes your goals and it breaks it down into simple tasks that you can follow every day until you achieve your goals. And so far, this is what is built. There's no backend or anything. These are just placeholders, and you can see the examples here: launch my side project, learn Spanish basics, organize home office. Okay, and then you can plant a goal. Okay, so goals become like plans that you can plant, and then as you go through your goals, this becomes like your garden that grows over time. So I really like the direction it's taken, and we are going to basically just go to Cloud Code and ask it to, just move beyond the placeholders. We set up Convex as our backend, which makes life so much easier. It makes us able to connect our application to a database that stores our data easily. Okay, I also have it pulled up on my phone here, and we are just going to continue from where left off yesterday. And I'm just going to ask Cloud Code to um, I'm just going to ask Cloud Code to uh, and I'm not sharing my screen. Sorry about that. Um, I'm just going to ask Cloud Code. Can you continue with the application? Right now, it seems we have uh, placeholders. We need to be able to collect user goals, or the user should be able to create their goals instead of placeholders. And we should be able to generate tasks from that, and we should be able to save those in our Convex database. Can we do that? And I'm just gonna press enter and uh, let it do the work. So it looks good so far. I really like what it came out with. So first of all, I ask you, how are you feeling? High energy, brain fog, in a rush. Okay, so um, it basically takes your it basically does a temperature check. Okay, and then it doesn't overwhelm you with too many tasks to do. It just says open the project folder, which is a bit too generic. It doesn't make any sense, and these buttons do not seem to work. So the functionality there isn't really. And then you have the ability to click I'm stuck. Let's break this down smaller, okay? And then in your garden, you have all these goals that you are trying to accomplish. Um, and then you have your wins that tells you everything you have been able to um, everything you've been able to accomplish. And then you have this profile page, okay, that shows you what you've completed. And these are all just placeholder text, by the way. So we are going to change that and add some functionality to this application. Um, so this looks really great. So we are just going to, okay, now I understand the full backend. Let me build a functional app with user authentication context, goal creation with AI composition, real data. Um, so one thing I am missing is Cloud Code did not come. Okay, let's see settings. Okay, these are just settings. It did not come up with an implementation plan that we could review, but uh, this is just a research piece. Okay, so um, so let's just wait for Clockco to do its thing. Okay, but in the meantime, let's in the meantime, let's go to Gemini really quickly. Okay, and I just want to show you. I just want to show you what I was talking about earlier. Okay, if I'm still sharing my screen. So if I go to uh, Gemini, post-saturated frontier, the strategic entry vectors for goal decomposition application in a hyper-competitive market. So this is the prompt I use. The productivity space seemed very saturated. I'm trying to build this app that takes your big goals and turn them into daily actionable steps. But it seems every day I go on Instagram, I'm bombarded with similar productivity apps. Is there any angle I can enter into the space? Okay. And then it gave me a plan on how it was going to research, and I accepted it. And then it came out with this, and then I took this, went into Notebook LM, okay, and then fed it that information, and this is what. So basically, features are like a tunnel vision mode that prevents paralysis by displaying only one atomic step at a time. Okay, um, you know, and it also has a feature where it posts tasks into your calendar, so there's time block. Okay, I like that feature a lot. And then it describes the problem here. Okay, the problem most people are facing, okay, where productivity apps have become basically containers like Notion, all of these productivity apps, um, they become really difficult to basically use. And we want a better productivity app that, you know, that just works better. It can basically ask you what you're trying to accomplish. And with AI now, we should be able to break those down into manageable tasks that we can follow every day. Um, that we can follow every day, little by little, chip away at it until we accomplish it, until our garden, okay, until our garden is full. All right. Um, so you have your garden here, two plants growing, okay. And I would have loved some sort of an animation that shows the plant growing. Okay, so it's in infancy, it's in the soil. Okay, maybe the simulation of a plant in the soil, and then it's growing. So maybe that's a feature we can build in later. And I think with View 3, okay, we should be able to build something like this. Okay, that shows the different stages, or even just with Nano Banana, it just shows the stages of a plant. And then as you are accomplishing your goals, okay, it just grows. Okay, it just grows as you accomplish your goals. Okay, so I think we should add a setting to where there's basic, advanced, and advanced. option would be a user that gets bombarded with a lot of, that can handle maybe three tasks at a time, or even maybe once you accomplish a task, the next task surfaces. Okay, so I'm just gonna click yes to proceed, and I'm wondering what is going on. Okay, I'm in a bit of the time crunch today, but I'm hoping we can get this wrapped up today. We're supposed to be on day 5 of building 50 apps in 50 days, but we couldn't finish yesterday, so I have to finish this application. Okay, and this is an application that I will actually use. I would put this in the App Store. I actually have a version of this in the App Store. I just stopped. Um, I just stopped because as I was building it, I realized there was a lot of Instagram was advertising a lot of productivity apps. Okay, so it says okay, npx dev. So let's run this. Let's run the npx dev command. All right, and it's just gonna spin up. Okay, something is not right here. Um, okay, so let's cd into this. All right, and then run the command again, and it's just gonna spin up. And we are going to need OpenAI API key. So I'm just gonna do this on the side here. You're not gonna see my screen, but basically what I'm doing is I'm going to OpenAI dashboard or OpenAI console. Just going to API keys, and I'm just going to create a new API and call this daily. Okay, create a new API, copy the API key, go to Convex, um, go to this application we are currently building, um, and I'm just going to log into Convex. Okay, go to this application we're building and go to settings, environment variable, and just add that API key. And basically, what I need is um, I need this key. So I'm just going to set that up, save it, and we should be good on that front. And the next thing we want to do is we want to fire up Expo, which is already running, by the way. But I'm just going to kill this and then run it afresh. And we should have something running. So it's just going to reload, and it seems we already have error. So I'm just going to copy this. See how lazy we've become, guys. See how lazy we've become. Um, I'm just gonna copy that. Okay, and feed it to ChatGPT and let it fix the error. Um, so this is what the app does. Open up the app. You should see an empty state. That is true. And then we have the planted goal. Okay, enter the goal. Learn to play the guitar. AI breaks it down into what is this? AI breaks it down into tiny steps. First task becomes current and shows on focus screen. Complete task, create wins, grow your plant. Check garden to see all your growing goals. Would you like me to run that? Oh, would you like me to? Okay, so um, let's just be patient and let this run really quickly. Um, okay. I'm really liking how this is standing out. Liking how it's using the plans as an analogy for your goals, and the more you accomplish them, the more you grow. And if you do not accomplish your goals, your plans, guys, what if these are real plans? Okay, that um, if you do not accomplish your actual goals, like real plans out there, you know, dies. A real plan out there dies. What if this, if you're joining the stream, please give this video a thumbs up, okay? And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section, and let's discuss. But basically, what we are building is we are building a productivity app, and the productivity space is saturated. But we are taking a different approach here. We are trying to build an application that would basically take your big goal. Maybe you want to learn how to play the guitar, and then you enter it, and these goals become a plant in a garden, okay? And as you accomplish, or as you um, go through these goals and basically instead of like your typical to do app where you just uh, check tasks off, you just mark task as done, okay? With this one, it breaks it down into really small goals that you can accomplish every day that is not overwhelming. And uh, every day you have a priority, and as you accomplish the goal, your garden grows, okay? Your plant and your garden grows. And yeah, I think this is a fun way to like accomplish goals. And I built a version of this application and wanted to launch it on the App Store, and kind of had a cold feet because um it kind of felt like it was a bit saturated. The market was a bit saturated because I kept seeing a lot of ads. Um okay. I kept seeing a lot of I kept seeing a lot of ads that that were about very similar, that were very similar to what I was trying to accomplish. So I decided to take maybe a step back, and want to approach this at a slightly different angle this time, and hopefully this works. So I'm just fixing it back right now, and I'm just asking Cloud Code to, fix this bug we see on the screen right here on the Expo Go app. And it looks like we should be good in a second, and we should be able to test it out. So we're using Convex on the back end. So we have Daily. I'm just gonna fire up Daily. So the name of the app is called Daily. Okay, Daily app, and Daily is just a play on words for each day of the week. I mean daily, like the day, and then Lee, and it's just spelled a little bit differently. Instead of your Daily, it's spelled Day with a Lee. Um, so okay, so if you're new here, we are building 50 apps in 50 days. Today is day 4. Okay, today is day 4. Okay, and we are just building the part 2 of where we left off yesterday. I didn't get to finish. My internet was acting up, and then I got frozen, and then I got kicked out of the stream. So today I'm here to finish it up, and I'm in a bit of a time crunch because I got to hit the gym really quickly and then be out of the house. So I'm really trying to wrap this up very quickly. Okay, and the same claw code is like taking forever today. Um, and I just want to wrap this up. I think yesterday we even switched over to anti-gravity at some point, and Yeah, Cloud Code is just way better. It's just way better at understanding really complex tasks and just breaking them down and then just working from there. Um, I've realized that there's nothing I throw at Cloud Code that I cannot, accomplish. Um, Man, okay, so let's just be patient here. I'm just gonna go to the mobile app and just to see what is going on. Um, yeah, so if you're new here, please give this video a thumbs up, okay? If you like this type of content, let me know. Let me know how much you like it, okay? By giving this a thumbs up. And let's go from there. And if you have any questions, just drop them in the comment section and I'll do my best to address them, okay? Um, yeah. So, um, okay, so it looks like it's building. The error only occurs when requesting individual files incorrectly. Okay, let me check the Expo console for full. Okay, okay. The bundle is compiling successfully. Yeah, we are doing great. Let me now strip. Okay, okay, so it looks like we should be good. I'm gonna copy this command. Okay, and we're just gonna stop the Expo Go app, which already stopped, and Convex is still running. So I'm just gonna run this. Okay, okay, and it's just gonna open up. Um, it's just gonna open up the daily app, and hopefully we don't have errors this time. And we're just gonna test it out. Okay. All right, look at that. On my phone, it looks so plan to go. Nice. I like that. And then in your garden, you have goals, you have zero plants growing. Okay. And then we have your win section, and then you got your log out. Okay, so plan to go. What should we plant, guys? Learn how to play the guitar. Okay, let's learn how to play the guitar. Okay. Ooh, nothing's happened. Let's learn how to play the guitar. Nope. Learn how to play the guitar. Okay. Any details to share? That's optional. So let's break this down. And it's just gonna take our goal, take it over to AI. That's a wonderful goal, learning to play the guitar. Be su- can be such a rewarding experience to help you get started. Could you share a bit more about your current situation? Do you really have a guitar or you just need to acquire one? How much time do you want to dedicate to learning each week? Are you looking to learn specific songs or just general skills? Or for now, how do you feel about your energy levels for okay? So that's a lot of questions there. Let's say I do not have one. I do have a piano though. I do have a piano actually. And I want to dedicate uh 1 day a week, okay, to learning. Uh and how are you looking to learn specific songs? No specific songs really. Um Energy pretty great right now. Let's say pretty great. Okay. And then let's just send this off. Okay, so we are just talking to we're just talking about AI, so it can help us accomplish our goal of learning how to play the guitar. I should have said learn how to play the piano because I already have a piano. Okay, so thank you for sharing that. Okay, since you don't have a guitar yet, let's focus on the first step to help you get started on your guitar learning journey. Here's a breakdown of a small actionable step, and it just broke it down into JSON. That is not good. Okay, that is not good. So I'm just gonna Okay. Actually, let me just take a screenshot. That isn't user friendly at all. Okay. This isn't user friendly at all. Okay. And just send off that goal. But let's see if it created a goal. Okay. Learn to play the guitar. It did create a goal. Um, brain fog in a rush, brain fog. Okay. But we do not see, let me see if I refresh, um, if I reload the application, is it going to show any goals? No, it doesn't show. So that is a bug. After, you know, it shows the goals, right? And I can add a goal here, but it doesn't show anything in the focus. Okay, what do I need to focus on? It doesn't show anything. Um, okay. Okay, so this is looking great. This is an app that I'll actually put in the App Store because I really like how this stands out. Um, all right, enter. And I like how the AI is like speaking with you and asking you more details, more specific questions, um, to help you break down your goal. Okay, so this is great. I'm also going to tell it that garden has goals. Okay, the garden has goals, but the focus page, you know, the focus page do not have anything at all. Um, okay, to play the piano. Yes. All right. So I was just testing out on my phone, and this looks great. Sit at the piano just a moment to get comfortable at the piano keyboard. Okay, done. Open the keyboard. Open the keyboard cover. Done. Press a key. Done. Find a beginner piano lesson online. Look for a video tutorial. Okay, let me just open this up because this is great. This is great. So I'm just gonna open the daily app and let's give it a much more complex task this time. Okay. Um, let's give it a complex plant it. Let's see. Buy a house. Oh, that's not working. Buy a house. Okay. That sounds like a great goal. A quick question. Do you already have a budget in mind, or is that something we need to include in the steps? Um, yeah, let's say my budget is only 100,000. Okay. I'm poor, guys. Let's say my budget is only 100,000. Open the web. Okay, so let's see. Garden, buy a house. Okay. Open the web browser. This is the first step to start your house. Okay. Done. And you can say I'm stuck, by the way. Search for house under 100K. Okay. I'm stuck. Okay. Let's just say the I'm stuck button does nothing. Nope, nope, nope. That's not what we said. The I'm stuck button does nothing. Okay. Let it fix that. Okay. We can skip step. Make a list of 5 potential houses. Done. contact realtor. Okay. And we just, you know, okay, it never completed. And I don't really know what these do. Okay. But let's plant another, uh, you know, let's launch a side hustle. Okay. Break it down. That sounds like a great quick question. Do you already have an idea for your side hustle? Is that something you need to include in the steps? Yes. So when it asks if that is something you need to include in the steps, okay, write down your side hustle. Okay, I'm stuck. And then it opens up this. Um, okay, so it looks like it's still working on these. Um, identify one target audience. Okay, research two competitors. 15 minutes. I also like to include some sort of like a timer to begin so that when you hit the timer, it starts counting. Um, okay. So if research to competitors, if I want to see how it breaks this down really quickly. But we can go to our guide and then we can basically see what plans we are growing. Okay, and plans basically represents goals here. Okay, so any um, any goal you enter, you can plant a goal and then enter the goal and it becomes a plan. Okay, and as you chip away at it, um, you know, let's say I'm stuck, and then it's going to break it down even further. Um, your web browser, type the name of the your first competitor, visit the competitor's website, open a new tab. Okay, list three potential services or product. Think about what you could offer based on your idea. Okay, so this is the side hustle. Okay, launch your side hustle. Okay, done. Open your web browser. Okay, this is your first step to start research. Okay, done. Identify one target audience. Done. Research two competitors. Uh, I'm gonna say, can we add a timer? Okay, that lets you start a project and it counts down as you get it done. And is there any way we can add an input as well that gets feedback? Okay, that can be used by the AI. Um, that can be used by the AI in the future. Essentially, let's do that. Okay, so essentially, you know how it says here, 15 minutes. We should be able to press and it should be able to give us a timer that shows, okay, we are working on this task and it's going to take 15 minutes to do it so that we're not just bluffing. Okay. You just don't say done, and then just move forward. You actually have to start it. It starts the timer. And then once it's done, you actually have to give it feedback that then gets fed into subsequent, maybe tasks. Okay, but let's see what it comes up with. My prompt wasn't the greatest, but I want to see what it comes back with. Okay, so if we go to our garden, we're already 75% into buying our house, which is a plan. Okay. I'll modify these a little bit. I like the idea here. I like what it's doing here, but I would want these to be a little bit more um, animated a little bit. And let's see our wins today. We accomplished 14 already. Sit at the piano, open. Okay, so these are things we already accomplished. Okay, this is looking great. This is looking great. Um, and then when you say I'm stuck, it just takes the current step and breaks it down even further. And you can decide to skip for now. But I don't like how when it says skip for now, it just doesn't resurface it back later. Um, okay, so it works because once you input your goal, it gives you one task to accomplish for the day. But this right here does nothing really. This does nothing. The next implementation will be to add some sort of, it has a sign out, but there's never a sign in. I would use Click. Okay. Um, I would use Click as my authentication provider, so people can sign up for the application. And just because it's using OpenAI in the backend, that is going to run you some tokens as well. So you might want to add some sort of some sort of paywall. So that'll be the next steps I would add to this. And I'm going to launch this application in the App Store because I think this is a great idea actually. Okay, so it has a timer, but it's not done yet that we can press and it will start. Um, I want her to have a dedicated screen. I want the timer to take up the whole entire screen. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, guys. Um, so I'm just gonna say, I want the timer to take the entire screen. But let's see what it does first. It looks like it's still working on the styling. Um, okay. Um, okay. Oh, okay. So this is where we are at. Let's three potential services. Okay, so you can start a timer right here, and then it starts working through the time. So it's going to count to 15 minutes, and that is how much time or of deep work you have to accomplish uh, this task. Okay. Um, let's see what else. Let's see if it adds other any of the other ask we give it. I'm in a bit of a time crunch here, guys. So I think we are in a good place here with this app. I will update you because I'm going to put this in the App Store. There's a few features I'll add though before I put this in the App Store. Um, there's a few features I'll add after authentication. There's still a bunch of stuff you need to work on before. But I really like this, guys. Your goals become plants in a garden and you can grow your garden. And I like the whole idea. Let's see what it did here. The timer shows on each task card. Okay, feedback model appears when you tap down, shows time spent from how was the time estimate too short, how difficult was it. Okay, so let's test this. Okay, so once we hit done, okay, how was the time estimate? Okay, what helped? Okay, so you can provide some sort of feedback. I'm not a fan of this really, and then you can visit a competitor's website, and then you can start this timer. This is going to take 5 minutes to get done. Okay, I like this. I like this, guys. I like this. I like this. So this is great. This is great. Skip feedback. Okay, okay. This is great. Um, this is great. Yeah, so this was part two of just finishing up where we left off yesterday. If you did not see what we did yesterday, you can go back and watch that video. But we were building this out, and I we just the stream just ended, and I couldn't finish where we started. So today is just the part two of finishing up where we left off. This is it, guys. This is it. I'm just gonna play around with this some more, and then probably push this to test flight so I can test this some more. I still have a bunch of ideas I want to still add onto this, and then I'll probably publish this onto the App Store because I think this is really great. This is something I'll actually use. Okay, where I can just input my goals. Okay, and they become plans. That I grow, and if you don't accomplish your task, okay, your plan dies essentially. Um, so yeah, this is it, guys. We have been there. This is day 4 of building 50 apps in 50 days, and so far we have built 4 applications. Okay, We built vlog. What was the first application we built? We we built uh, we built vlog post, which I'm publishing, by the way, which basically allows you to, um, you know, just make recordings of your rambles, and it turns them into social media posts for every platform that you want to: Twitter, Reddit, LinkedIn, uh, Threads, okay, Instagram. And I have a ton. I just want the first MVP to make it into the App Store, and then I'll add a ton more features, uh, because I feel like there's a ton more I can add to this. So I'm still working on this. I'm waiting for the App Store approval, and we also built a thumbnail generator. Okay, that and yeah, this doesn't look great right now, but I have better examples of what we've been able to generate with this. But this essentially takes any thumbnail, and then you can replicate it with your own face. I'm still modifying, tweaking this a little bit, and I'm going to put it out there for people to use. The competitors out there are expensive, and they're basically doing the basic thing of, just going to Gemini or Nano Banana and recreating thumbnails, or just creating thumbnails with Nano Banana. They are charging a ton of money for, and I feel like it could be cheaper. So we're building our own and putting it out there for much cheaper. What else did we build? We also built a calorie tracking application on day 2, okay, or was it day 3? And it basically takes a photo of whatever you're eating, and it tells you how many calories are in it, okay. As the video is still live, you can go check it out. But this is it, guys. I appreciate you for, you know, for joining this if you did. And if you're watching this later, thumbs up. um, and then this is it. I gotta run, but tomorrow we are going day 5. We are going, we are building 50 apps in 50 days, and tomorrow is day 5. I won't tell you what app we're building yet tomorrow, but we're building tomorrow. So this is it, guys. See you tomorrow.